Finesse2Tymes and Shugga just went through 44 days of separation while she sat behind bars in a Texas jail cell. And the moment she got out, the internet started buzzing with claims that Opps were targeting her. The situation between Finesse, his enemies, and the people around him has set tongues wagging across every hip-hop platform on the internet. So let's talk about what happened to Shugga, why she was locked up in the first place, and how Finesse2Tymes responded to everything that went down after her release. To understand this story, you have to start with what happened in January 2026. Memphis rapper Finesse2Tymes' girlfriend Suga was released from jail, following 44 days behind bars. The couple had been arrested in Texas back in January 2026 and charged with possession of controlled substances, including marijuana. Now let's rewind a bit to the arrest itself. Arresting documents show that a traffic stop was initiated on January 14th at around 9:39 p.m. when law enforcement observed a Cadillac Escalade with no front plate. When the trooper approached the vehicle, they could smell the presence of marijuana, and a probable cause search began. The driver was identified as Ricky Hampton, known as Finesse2Tymes, while the front seat passenger was Hallie Buckingham, recognized as FNG Shugga. The trooper discovered that she had outstanding warrants. During the search, orange pills believed to be Adderall and a small bag containing marijuana were located in the front. Here is where things got separate for the couple. The 33-year-old was charged with possession of marijuana, prohibited substance item in a correctional facility, and possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 2. But for Shugga, the charges were heavier. She was also hit with multiple drug charges, as well as tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. And then came the bond. Court records show Shugga's bond was set at $526,000. That number, $526,000, is the reason Shugga ended up sitting in a cell for over a month. Finesse2Tymes was released from jail, but as of the time of the initial reports, FNG Shugga was still being held on that $526,000 bond. So while Finesse walked out, Shugga stayed in, and Finesse made that known on social media. He posted about it. Finesse2Tymes seemed to recognize the gravity of his woman's situation, posting, "I ain't gonna lie, I'm sick without a Shug. On God, don't nobody know like her." That post was one of many. While Shugga was sitting behind bars, Finesse was on Instagram expressing how he felt about the situation, about the arrest, and about who he believed was responsible. But more on that later. When Shugga was finally released after those 44 days, Finesse made it clear he wasn't going anywhere. The reunion quickly made its way onto social media, with fans reacting to the couple standing strong despite their legal troubles. Videos circulated of Finesse picking up Shugga, emotional and relieved. That moment, the reunion, is what started the next wave of attention. Because right around the time Shugga came home, the internet started circulating claims about what happened after she got out. Reports started circulating that Opps were sending smoke her way, that people connected to Finesse's enemies were making threats, and that Finesse reacted in a way that people described as him losing it. Now, whether those claims are exactly how they've been characterized is something we're going to examine through this whole story. But to understand why Finesse and Shugga are targets, why their names keep coming up in conversations about enemies and beefs, and law enforcement, we need to go further back. Because this January 2026 arrest was not the first time this couple found themselves in handcuffs together in the state of Texas. This marks Finesse2Tymes' third arrest in Texas since September 2025. That's 3 arrests in roughly 4 months. And each arrest tells a story about the world Finesse and Shugga have been operating in, the enemies they've made, and the legal walls that keep closing in. The pattern starts in September 2025. Finesse2Tymes and the mother of his child and girlfriend, FNG Shugga, were arrested on drug and gun possession charges. According to Smith County arrest records, the two were arrested for alleged gun and drug possession on Saturday, September 20th. How did it happen? The September 2025 arrest happened after a concert performance in Tyler. Police pulled over his red Corvette for a seatbelt violation, smelled marijuana, and found drugs, when Shugga allegedly grabbed a bag during the search. That bus turned up 0.7 ounces of marijuana, 12 oxycodone pills, and 7 methylphenidate pills. A video shows that the pair was arrested shortly after they had a concert in Tyler, Texas. Fans watched the moment unfold and offered their support for both of them as they were placed into squad cars. But the couple didn't stay locked up long. Shortly after they were arrested, they both made bail and were released. Both got released on bond by 4:50 a.m. the next day. After that September arrest, Finesse posted about it on Instagram. He shared a series of photos of himself and Shugga, which he captioned, "Went to jail, came home, went to jail again, came back again." He also shared a video from his performance at the venue, the 220 Lounge in Tyler, and talked about why he always addresses his legal issues publicly. He posted that he talks about jail because it's all he can remember and that he's learned to accept the things he cannot change. But the September arrest was just the beginning of the Texas run. Finesse2Tymes was arrested on Monday, October 20th, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and faced a series of drug-related charges, including possession of controlled substances, possession of marijuana, and tampering with evidence. A month later, Hampton was taken into the Harrison County Jail on 8 charges, which included 6 related to drugs, and was subsequently released from jail after posting a bond of $119,000. After that October release, Finesse2Tymes took to Instagram to share a message alongside his mugshot, addressing his arrest, personal growth, and resilience. He wrote, "See, the difference between me and most is I don't care about showing my growth." He went on to say he isn't running from his flaws or hiding behind money or PR. Finesse2Tymes also went live to address his arrest, explaining that the charges stemmed from THC vapes, not hard drugs. However, according to TMZ, the charges are serious and involve substances from multiple penalty groups, potentially including ecstasy, cocaine, or fentanyl. So you have September, October, and then January 2026. 3 arrests in Texas in under 5 months. Each time, the stop started the same way: a traffic violation, a smell of marijuana, and then a search that turned up more. And each time, Shugga was right there with him. That's the context for the January 2026 arrest. This now marks Hampton's 3rd arrest in East Texas, and this time Shugga wasn't getting out so fast. Buckingham was charged with similar charges, including tampering of evidence and a weapon charge. Buckingham's bond was set for $526,000, $500,000 to get out. That's the bond that kept Shugga locked up for 44 days, while Finesse walked out and took to social media. And what did he say once he was out? He pointed a finger at one person in particular. The moment Finesse2Tymes got out of jail in January 2026, he went straight to Instagram and started naming names. On Thursday afternoon, Finesse2Tymes returned to Instagram to address his latest arrest and point the finger at fellow Memphis MC Moneybagg Yo. He wrote in a story, "Bag put the police on me." He went further. He posted, "Y'all be wanting me to stay in jail so bad. I don't carry none but some za and a yerk or two. Y'all niggas some real haters." And then he turned his attention to Shugga, posting that he was sick without her, but Finesse wasn't done. In a second post, he added, "And Bag, you know I know the truth. Yo cousin big homie G named Ben in the paperwork. Got the Damo man real time and y'all swept teas under the rug. So quit speaking on rats and you at one." That accusation, that Moneybagg Yo called the police on him, is a heavy one in the hip-hop world. And to understand why Finesse would say that, you need to understand the history between these 2 Memphis rappers. Back in 2017, Memphis rappers Finesse2Tymes and Moneybagg Yo engaged in a hip-hop beef complete with social media posts and diss tracks. Shortly after, Finesse ended up serving 5 years in Arkansas on a federal weapons charge. When he came out, it seemed as if the rapper learned a lot about life and grew as a person. He came out of prison and started speaking to young people in detention centers. He'd been focusing on his music, and he extended an olive branch to Moneybagg Yo. The olive branch worked for a time. Finesse2Tymes not only owned up to his mistakes in the beef with Bag, he also signed to Moneybagg Yo's Bread Gang label. During an interview with Big Facts, Finesse revealed that he and Bag weren't on good terms for a while, but they settled their differences for the love of the music. When asked if he had ever taken the blame for falling out with somebody, Finesse responded, "Moneybagg Yo." He explained further. He stated that it took him a long time to understand Moneybagg Yo's intentions. He was trying to put me on point about the niggas around me, about the game, about everything, but the whole time I'm looking like, fuck all that. So they reconciled. They released a collaboration called Black Visa. They appeared to be working together, but then the relationship fell apart again. During a recent live stream, Finesse confirmed that although he's not signed to Moneybagg, there's no bad blood between them. "We ain't leave on bad terms or nothing," he explained. "It just ran its course. Somewhere down the line, I just got the word that it was a wrap." But despite those words, Finesse clearly had feelings about it. Finesse conceded that Moneybagg Yo is likely reluctant to work with him again because of their last falling out. "I believe bro be more focused on me as a person, my mental like," he said. And he traumatized also because we done already been through a situation too, and he probably think I still would get on that type of time. Then things shifted. The 2 Memphis artists have been going back and forth for months. Moneybagg Yo recently questioned Finesse2Tymes' songwriting abilities, which led to heated exchanges and threats of physical confrontation. So when Finesse got arrested in January 2026 and pointed the finger at Bag, it was against the backdrop of a relationship that went from enemies to friends, to business partners back to something hostile, The accusation that Bagg put the police on him was Finesse's way of saying this arrest wasn't random, or that it was orchestrated by someone who wanted to see him locked up. Hampton was released quickly and took to Instagram, accusing fellow rapper Moneybagg Yo of snitching by calling police, though no evidence supports this claim. The feud adds drama, but police reports confirm the arrests stemmed from a routine stop escalating into a search, so the claim doesn't appear to hold up based on the official records. But in Finesse's world, the accusation matters regardless of the evidence. And this ties directly into the broader picture of why Finesse feels like he's surrounded by enemies, and why Shugga's release from jail became a moment where he felt those enemies were circling. Finesse2Tymes' problems don't stop with Moneybagg Yo. His legal situation is a web of overlapping beefs, broken relationships, and probation violations that all feed into each other. And one of the most public situations that contributed to his current state involves an 11-year-old rapper named FNG King. King fled after Finesse2Tymes disciplined him by allegedly withholding money and restricting activities, like clubbing and playing dice games. The rapper deemed the activities inappropriate for an 11-year-old. But King didn't go quietly. In an IG live session in December 2024, King came forward to add some context to the situation, from accusations of the 32-year-old cheating on his girlfriend to domestic abuse under their household. King said he was going to keep it all the way real. He said, "You beat on Shugga, and you have Shugga over there crying whenever you go cheat on her." Additionally, FNG King accused Finesse2Tymes of withholding jewelry from him and acting out when he's hanging around other people. The youngster's departure was not just a rebellion but a viral spectacle, as he further alleged that Finesse tried to change his image and allegedly exposed him to drugs and firearms. That fallout with King led directly to legal trouble. In January, a warrant was issued for Finesse's arrest, following accusations that he had threatened King's legal guardian. According to TMZ, the incident took place on October 23, 2024, when the female guardian claimed she and King were picking up her grandchild near a smoke shop in Humble, Texas. She instructed King to head inside and speak to Finesse2Tymes, but shortly after, King fled in panic, claiming they wanted to send him back to Memphis. When the guardian demanded that Finesse2Tymes and his brother stay back, they approached her car. The brother reportedly implied he had a gun, while Finesse2Tymes allegedly shouted, "You gonna die on camera today." The rapper later denied all the claims through his attorney, Carl A. Moore. The attorney stated that Finesse2Tymes did not threaten the complainant in any way. But the King situation was only one thread. There was also the blow-up with Shugga's mother. Finesse2Tymes' attorney informed him that the mom of his girlfriend, Shugga, had gotten cops involved, following a heated dispute. Given that she involved the police, the rapper instantly violated his probation. On Wednesday, April 30th, Finesse hit up IG Live, revealing how he and Lil Ju caught a misdemeanor charge after a blow-up with Shugga's mom. Apparently, she called the cops, filed a report, and now Finesse's probation was in jeopardy. And what did Finesse say was the reason behind the dispute? Finesse was adamant that Shugga's mom had been hating on his relationship with her daughter by throwing shade and acting jealous. Finesse said Shugga's mom allegedly tried to get money from him, but he refused. He also said that she'd been holding his probation over his head, threatening to snitch about his firearms and other things going down at his crib. And then King got involved again. Finesse dropped another bomb, saying the cops questioned King about the incident with Shugga's mom, and King spilled everything. So you have King talking to the police, you have Shugga's mom calling the police, you have Finesse's probation being violated, and then you have 2 dismissed cases that briefly looked like relief. Finesse2Tymes' girlfriend, FNG Shugga, confirmed that he's off the hook when it comes to 2 legal cases. She wrote on Instagram, "Yeah, y'all thought he was gone, huh? Share that dismissal info like y'all share everything else. Both cases dismissed in the same day." But that doesn't fully explain the whole story, as there are still some vague and unclear details. Finesse2Tymes faces various probation violations, including an alleged altercation with the mother of his girlfriend. Also, he has some alleged drug test failures to answer for. Those dismissed cases were in May 2025. By September, Finesse and Shugga were arrested again. By October, arrested again. By January 2026, arrested again. The pattern tells a story of its own, and every arrest makes the federal probation situation more dangerous. Finesse2Tymes' federal probation status worsens his situation. Any new arrest can trigger violations that send him back to prison without the possibility of bond. His repeated Texas busts put him in serious jeopardy with federal authorities. This is the pressure cooker Finesse was living in when Shugga finally got released from jail in March 2026. Enemies on every side, legal walls closing in, probation hanging by a thread, and the woman he calls his ride or die had just spent 44 days behind bars. on a $500,000 bond because of charges tied to something that happened while she was in his car. Now we come to the core of the story. Finesse2Tymes has been saying for a long time that he feels targeted. He has said it after every arrest. He has said it in Instagram posts, on Instagram Live, and in interviews. He believes people around him, whether that's Moneybagg Yo, Shugga's mother, FNG King, or other people in the industry, are actively working to put him behind bars or keep him there. And his response to Shugga's release fits that same narrative. When Shugga came home after 44 days, Finesse was emotional. He was there for her. And he was also vocal about the fact that people had been coming for them, that Opps were sending smoke, and that the release itself had only heightened the attention from people who wanted to see them fail. After more than a month locked up, Shugga is finally home, and Finesse made it clear he wasn't going anywhere. The reunion quickly made its way onto social media, with fans reacting to the couple standing strong despite legal troubles. But here's the thing. As of now, there has been no public update regarding the status of the charges or upcoming court dates. The legal process is still playing out. The charges against Shugga, the tampering, the weapon charge, the drug charges, are all still on the table. And Finesse's own situation with federal probation means that any of these open cases could pull him back behind bars at any time. As of now, no court dates are public for the 2026 case, but outcomes could range from fines to federal time if probation links are proven. The full context of this story is that Finesse2Tymes is a rapper who has been in and out of jail since he was a young man. Finesse2Tymes' legal troubles keep piling up. He served 6 years for aggravated robbery starting in 2010, then caught a 5-year federal weapons sentence in 2017. He walked free in July 2022, but can't seem to stay out of handcuffs. That's over a decade of incarceration before he even started building his music career as a free man. And Shugga has been with him through a significant portion of it. Shugga and Finesse seem to be a ride or die couple, as she offered some words of encouragement regarding her boyfriend earlier this year. The pair have been together for a few years now. This isn't the first time Finesse2Tymes and FNG Shugga have been arrested. The couple, who share a child together, were arrested in September 2025 for alleged drug and possession. Their relationship has been public, sometimes too public. There have been leaked tapes, public arguments, and social media posts that put their entire dynamic on display. But through all of it, they've maintained that they are together. And when Shugga was sitting in that cell for 44 days, Finesse was counting those days publicly. Now, let's address the title of this video directly. Finesse2Tymes loses it after Opps smokes Shugga after jail release. The term smoke in this context has been used on social media to describe the heat being directed at Shugga. Not necessarily physical violence, but the threats, the online attacks, and the general energy from people who see Finesse and Shugga as targets. Finesse's response, his social media posts, his accusations against Moneybagg Yo, his rants about being set up, his emotional reactions to Shugga being locked up. All of this is what people are referring to when they say he lost it. The reality is that Finesse2Tymes has been operating at a high stress level for months. He has been arrested 3 times in 4 months in the same state. His girlfriend sat in jail for over a month on a bond that most people can't afford. He's accused a fellow Memphis rapper of calling the police on him with no evidence to support the claim. He's been beefing with multiple people in the industry, including Offset. Finesse2Tymes is going on an industry tear right now, whether it's demanding an exit from mob ties or beefing with artists like Moneybagg Yo. He even threatened Offset publicly. "I'll punch the fuck out of Offset," the Memphis MC stated. "I'll punch the fuck out of Offset to the floor." And beyond the industry beefs, he also had the fallout with FNG King, the dispute with Shugga's mother, the probation violations, and the dismissed cases that still left unanswered questions about his legal future. So when people say Finesse lost it, they're talking about a man who has been under pressure from every direction: the law, his enemies, the music industry, his own personal relationships, and who has responded to all of it publicly, emotionally, and sometimes recklessly on social media. Whether you see him as a target or as someone who keeps putting himself in harm's way, depends on your perspective. But the facts are clear. The arrests are real, the charges are real, the bond amounts are real, and the beefs are real. He was arrested in previous years as well for other incidents, and has been in and out of jail since at least 2017. His run-ins with the law aren't the only thing he's been dealing with. In August, Finesse's mother accused him of leaving her homeless following an alleged dispute that led to him ceasing any financial assistance. That's his mother saying he left her homeless. That's FNG King saying he beat Shugga. That's Shugga's mother calling the police. That's Moneybagg Yo being accused of snitching. That's Offset being threatened. That's 3 arrests in Texas in 4 months. That's Shugga sitting in a cell for 44 days on $526,000 bond. And that's Finesse2Tymes responding to all of it on Instagram, refusing to stay quiet, refusing to back down, and telling the world that he's still standing. Whether the Opps who were sending smoke at Shugga after her release were real threats, or just the usual online noise that follows anyone in Finesse's orbit is still unclear. But what is clear is that Finesse2Tymes is in one of the most turbulent periods of his life and career. Fans await updates while his team stays silent beyond social media rants. As of today, the charges from the January 2026 arrest have not been resolved. Shugga is out of jail. Finesse is out of jail. But the legal process continues. The federal probation hangs in the balance. And the beefs, with Moneybagg Yo, with Offset, with everyone Finesse has called out, are all still active. The story of Finesse2Tymes and Shugga in 2025 and 2026 is a story about a couple that keeps ending up in handcuffs together, a rapper who keeps pointing fingers at everyone else, and a music industry that watches it all unfold in real time on social media. Whether Finesse can find a way to break the cycle, or whether the next traffic stop in Texas will be the one that sends him away for real, that remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Finesse2Tymes is not going to be quiet about it.